Okay, so now we're multiplying polynomials again, but these are special products. So look, anytime you have an a minus b times an a plus b, and we'll FOIL this out. So we get a times a, the FOIL method, that's a squared. And minus b times positive b, that's a minus b squared. Now when you multiply the two inside terms together, you get minus ab. When you multiply the two outside terms together, you get ab. When you add those two up, you get 0. So the bottom line is, this thing equals, since the middle terms add out, a squared minus b squared. You get it? So let's look at this thing. Hey, and these are called the difference of two squares, and we use the FOIL method. Now we've got x minus 3 times x plus 3. And hey, that's the difference of identical values, plus 3 and minus 3, and the leading terms are both positive. But we'll do it using the FOIL method. But first of all, I'm going to say right off the bat, that equals x squared minus, and this says b squared. A is x, b is 3, so when we square 3 we get 9. That's what this is going to equal, but let's FOIL it out just to be sure. X times x is x squared. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9. The product of the inside terms is negative 3x. The product of the outside terms is 3x. When you add those up, you get 0. You get it? The middle term's always going to add out. So let's make up one more. X minus 5 times x plus 5. Without any work at all, because of what we have here, we'll take the first term and we'll square it. We'll put a negative sign right there. We'll take the 5 and we'll square it, and we get 25, and we're done. Get it? Now we have another special product. So let me show you how this works. If we've got x, say, plus a, and we square that, that means we have x plus a times x plus a. Now let's FOIL that. X times x is x squared. A times a, both positive, is a squared. The product of the inside terms is ax. The product of the outside terms is a times x, which adds up to 2ax. So this thing equals x squared plus 2ax plus a squared. In other words, square the first term, square the second term, and the product, double the product of the first and last terms. So what we're going to get here now is x plus 8 times, I better write that as squared, this product squared. So that's going to be x plus 8 times x plus 8. That means we're going to have, when we're done, if we went by this rule here, we'd have x squared, and you double, you multiply 8, I beg your pardon, you double 8, and you get 16, so that's 16x plus, and square 8, you get 64. But let's verify it. Let's FOIL. So x times x is x squared. In fact, I better. 8 times 8 is 64. 8x, the product of the inside terms, the product of the outside terms is 8x, and they add up to 16x, so this thing equals x squared, you get it, plus, and 2 times 8 is 16x, plus, and 8 squared is, and there's the 64, and there's the 16x, is 64. So what if we had, say, x minus 8, and we were to square that? Well, everything remains the same except for that middle sign, and that'll become negative 16x, but we still have a plus 64, because negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. So here's the guy we were looking for, but I did another one to show you another case. And we're done.